I would like to call our City Council meeting for September 26, 2018 to order. At this time, for a moment of silence, we know of the people that have been affected all through the East Coast with the challenges of Hurricane Lawrence and the challenges that they face. Last week, as I met with the 40 mayors of the Mississippi River Cities and Towns initiatives, we have challenges of flooding along that way, drought in certain areas, and we came together as a group, and we are as a country coming together to understand we are stronger if we come together, finding ways that we can help not only each other in our own communities, but be partners with all the entities along not only our river, but throughout our United States. With that in mind and our commitment to partnership and collaboration, a moment of silence, please. Thank you very much. Alderman Clue, would you lead us in a Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Alderman Clue. Jack, this case, yes, Jackie, would you please call the roll?
My button will work. Ambrose.
Here.
Condon.
Here.
Rawson.
Here.
Dickman. Here. Matson.
Here.
Grip.
Here.
McGinnis.
Here.
Kluel.
Here.
Tompkins.
Here.
Dunn.
Here.
All present, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. And as we begin our City Council meeting tonight, I want to wish you a good evening again. And as we begin this meeting, I would again like to not only welcome all of those in attendance and also those who are viewing the meeting on television or on the internet. We respectfully welcome your comments and opinions, and please keep in mind that as you talk to the council, you're also sharing your thoughts with fellow Davenporters and with viewers throughout the region by way of our TV broadcast. We are happy that you're participating in your city government and ask that your participation reflect the common desire we all share to make Davenport an even greater place for all of our citizens. For the children, adults, seniors, and families in our community, those in attendance and those watching at home, I thank you for joining us. At this time, we ask that you turn off or silence your cell phones and other electronic handheld devices, as they can be disruptive and interfere with the audio system here in the chambers. If you want to address an item on our discussion agenda this evening, you are encouraged to do so during that standing committee meeting. You will also have an opportunity to address the City Council under Public with Business portion of the meeting, which will occur towards the end. When addressing the council tonight, I ask that you step to the podium, wait to be recognized by myself, and speak to the council as a body and not to any single member. We will ask that you limit your remarks to no more than 5 minutes. And as I know you all will, I ask that everyone observe the commonly accepted rules of courtesy, decorum, dignity, and good taste. So again, thank you for being here. First of all, will an alderman move approval of the City Council meeting, the minutes of September 12th? It's been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed, same sign. Those are approved. Next, we want to know if there's a city administrator report tonight.
Nothing this evening, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. Also, will an alderman move approval of the report of the Committee of the Whole for September 19th? It has been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed, same sign. Thank you. We have a couple of appointments and proclamations and a variety of things this evening that we want to do. First, we're going to start with proclamation and the Bully Prevention Month. And Juan Veltiera is here to accept it, and Alderman Tompkins is going to read the proclamation.
Thank you, Your Honor. Whereas Davenport is proud to honor National Bully Prevention Month and the efforts of Pete the Purple and his posse in promoting a safe and welcoming community in which to live, learn, and work, and whereas Pete, a friendly, kind bull, is leading the Kindness Rocks campaign throughout the Quad Cities beginning October 1st to remind all Quad citizens of the essential role each plays in ensuring a safe and welcoming community for all. And whereas Pete invites all Quad City families to participate in one or more of the special events scheduled in the fall of 2018 to raise awareness of bully prevention efforts happening in Davenport and the entire Quad City community. And whereas research shows that teaching social and emotional skills leads to reduced violence and aggression among children higher academic achievement, and an improved ability to function in schools and in the workplace. And whereas when our citizens practice empathy, tolerance, and respect in their actions and communication, individuals benefit, schools benefit, our community as a whole is strengthened, and our efforts to eliminate bullies is greatly enhanced. Now, therefore, we, Mayor Frank Klipsch, and the Davenport City Council do hereby proclaim October as Bully Prevention Month and the beginning of Pete the Purple Bull's year-long Be a Good Neighbor campaign in Davenport. We hereby encourage all members of our community, individuals, businesses, schools, community organizations, churches, and government, as well as our friends and neighbors across the country to get involved in this effort. Dated this 26th day of September 2018. I move this proclamation.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed, same sign? Great, thank you. Want to come on up and Juan, and we'll present. I'm familiar with the work, and I want you to keep that up. I was kind of excited to see the bull tonight, but but you got the purple on, so that works a little bit. So let me make the official presentation. Look up to the camera. Great. You have a few words you want to say?
Yeah.
Go ahead, why don't you, and speak that way to the group.
So I would just like to thank all of you guys for all the work that you do, and how proud I am to be a part of this community, to be able to do what we do here with QC United and Pete the Purple Bull, the anti-bullying mascot. We try to make sure we get we fight the issue at the roots, where it starts with the children, with the emotional skills, the social skills that are needed to be able to get along, find the equality within this world that's very different, and just be able to respect each other. So I just want to thank you guys for allowing us to be here today, for allowing me to stand in here in front of you, all of you, and represent this program, and thank you for your support.
Great. We have a second proclamation this evening, and Alderman Mattson is going to read that proclamation.
Thank you, Your Honor. Whereas the Quad Cities Hispanic Chamber of Commerce strives to support, promote, and enhance the growth and success of local businesses and to leverage the assets, contributions, and unique Hispanic cultural identity to generate new business. And whereas the diverse Hispanic community has continued to build viable partnerships within Davenport and the Quad Cities by way of operating successful businesses, teaching our youth, mentoring, volunteering, and leading organizations that continue to give back to Davenport and our entire community. And whereas during National Hispanic Heritage Month, the City of Davenport recognizes the contributions made and the importance of the presence of Hispanic and Latino Americans to the United States, the state of Iowa, and our local community. And whereas the City of Davenport does recognize, honor, and thank the courage of those who went from Hispanic immigrant to defender of our great country, and to those who were killed or missing in action, prisoners of war, those who remained affected by war, as well as those who returned safely. And whereas today, 57 million people in America are of Hispanic or Latino origin, we now, in the City of Davenport, celebrate the Hispanic culture in our inclusive community. Now, therefore, we, Mayor Frank Klipsch, and the Davenport City Council do hereby proclaim September 15th, 2018 through October 15th, 2018 as Hispanic Heritage Month. I move the proclamation.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Great. Let's have our representatives. I think Jasmine Newton-Butt, Will Ensinet, and Rob Hill will be here accepting for this tonight. Maybe you'll talk a little bit about the ceremony that's coming up down on the riverfront, the wreath laying ceremony as well. I think that's important. I've been able to be involved in that for a couple of years now, and it's really very moving and very impactful. So, but first of all, we want to give this
Thank
to
you.
you,
Appreciate it.
all three of you coming here to represent it. It's good to see you all. And let's get together for a picture. Great. You want to say a few words, please?
All mine? Are you sure? Rock, paper, scissors? Good evening, Your Honor, Council. It is a privilege to be here tonight on behalf of the Greater Quad City Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, along with Robert Hill and Will Anstead. We appreciate this proclamation, the recognition of Hispanic Heritage Month, a time to celebrate those Americans who come from Hispanic descent. Hispanic descent being those from Spain, Mexico, Central and South America, and the Caribbean. We appreciate this. We also would like to invite everyone on October 13th. We will be having our tribute to the military salute. It'll be at starting at 10:30 in the morning at LeClaire Bandshell. It's something that's put on by the League of United Latin American Citizens Council here in Davenport, where we honor and thank all those serving our military and all our first responders. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jasmine. And I just want to note as well, as we said before, that is a very moving event, and I would encourage all the community to attend. All the services are represented, a great contingent of members of LULAC, but also citizens from throughout our community, and it's really a very, very moving ceremony. So thank you, and thank you for LULAC for all that they do.
Thank you.
Next, this is really an interesting and a great opportunity. We have staff and first responders that always do a great job for our community. But we have other individuals, and we're going to recognize them as well, but other individuals that in their jobs have an opportunity to truly make an impact on lives as well. We want to talk a little bit about that today, that on July 24th, shortly after 5 in the afternoon, February Family Aquatic Center, lifeguard Jenny Smith noticed a child struggling in the water near the shallow end of the pool. Jenny blew her whistle and entered the water to perform rescue save. She removed the 2-year-old victim from the water and placed her on the pool deck. Concurrent to Jenny's save, Corporal Danny Antle and of the Davenport Police Department immediately requested Davenport's Fire Department and medic to the pool using a hot response. Assistant Manager Caitlin Trainer and Corporal Antle observed the child was having difficulty breathing and showed signs of possible seizure. Corporal Antle checked for airway obstruction and water inside the victim's mouth, and CPR compressions with rescue breaths were administered by both Caitlin and Corporal Antle. Until Davenport Fire Department crews arrived on the scene, fire crews assessed the situation and administered care until medic arrived. Firefighter Michael Lintz Jr. and firefighter Zach Strait continued care while medic transported the victim to Genesis. Corporal Antle conducted a follow-up interview with the family at the hospital and shared rescue information with the hospital staff. The child was later transported to University of Iowa hospitals for further evaluation and is expected and has made a full recovery. Jenny Smith was a deepwater lifeguard and very well trained as part of the February Family Aquatic Center. She had all of her CPR and American Red Cross training. Jenny and Caitlin participated weekly refresher training and CPR first aid, as well as first aid activities and trainings. Danny Antle started his career in Davenport Police Department in August of 2007 after serving in the United States Marine Corps and as a police officer in Muscatine for the Muscatine Police Department. I think as I wanted to also recognize Davenport Fire Department staff who responded because of the nature of the call. 2 crews responded to February. Truck 3 B Shift was the first to respond with Captain Craig Black, Engineer Ron Wilson, and firefighter Zach Strait. Engine 5B Shift arrived immediately after with Lieutenant Brad Cruz, firefighter James Maynor, and firefighter Michael Lintz Jr. You know, we could probably do, relating to our fire department and police department, we could do one of these every week. And I think it's important to understand that the great work that they do, and we can't thank them enough, as well as the work that our policemen and police officers do as well. It just gives up an opportunity when some of our staff, who are also very well trained, responded appropriately, saved someone's life, and you see the teamwork that came into play to do this. So I want to thank all of them, and I think we're going to have them all come up in different groups. I'm not sure if you're going to send Chief Carlston up for the fire department, I think. But the police officers that are here and the individuals from our Parks and Rec staff to come on up, and we want to provide some recognition to you. And Teresa. Okay. Well, we have three staff members. First, Jenny Smith, and as we mentioned in that description, we present it to her, so we'll take we can combine, well, let's just give
Combine
these to you tonight.
Okay.
And Caitlin
Have
Trainer,
everyone come up?
these are really nice, by the
I
way.
know, they're very
And, let's see, those are the two we had for that. And then we're gonna have Corporal Danny Antle. And we'll get your picture. Come on up here. Chief, you wanna come up too? Come on.
Teresa, get in there too.
Yeah.
I don't.
And Teresa, we'll follow up. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
with them, for sure. Do a picture with you.
Thank you.
I wanted just a brief second to just mention how proud I am of Jenny and Caitlin and Dan. Amazing work. Truly amazing. We have a 2-year-old that's still with us, so I wanted to mention that to them. I had an opportunity to watch the body cam video of that, and just to watch the communication and how calm they were when they performed this rescue is what all of you, I know, expect from the people that you charge to oversee your city, and I do as well. But to watch it in action is amazing. Good job, you guys. Thank you.
And again, I think I wanted to clarify the fact is they knew to call for a hot response, meaning we've gone through priority dispatch with determinants. There's some you'll see now where we send either a truck or we send the medics alone, the EMS. And this is one of those cases where it was an emergency. Everybody responded, and you can see the coordinated action of everybody coming together. Chief Carlson, would you accept the awards for 2 of your groups? First, Truck 3 B shift, and I'll hold the other one, Engine B, Engine 5 B shift as
Yes.
well. So we'll get up to you.
Okay.
Thanks. You want to say a few words?
Well, thank you, Mr. Mayor and Council. You know, it's always great to recognize our crews that are out there every day. These are only a few of the individuals that we named today out of our excellent team that we have working for us. But the real people that made a difference were the lifeguard staff and the police officer on scene. It was their quick thinking, their quick action that actually made a big difference. This was another day at work for our guys, but because of their actions, we still have a patient here today. So a big thanks to them.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you very much. Give him a nice round of applause. You know, it always strikes me when we have the presentations like this to both our first responders, our fire, and our police, how humble they really are. You know, like I said, we could literally do this every week. And the fact that the lifeguard staff and the park staff filled into this part of this group and became part of this active team is another indication of the good training that all of our staff in the city exhibit and are put through and are really confident of their abilities. So thank you all very much for all that hard work that you do. So thank you. Let's give them another round of applause. Great. Our next, we have one other presentation this evening, and that's our local business, which is the Foundation of Community Award. Many of those you've seen over the last year or so, except for one other example, are companies that have been around a long time. Also, we're finding a lot of revitalization in the community, and we want to recognize another group of individuals that took an area that at one point was not a very nice building at the end of 3rd Street, right across from the Quad City Times, and have transformed it. We have 3 groups here, and I'll read through the information, And I think we can do it out. I'll do them all at once, and then we'll bring them up and we'll kind of introduce them as we go. But Panini and Friends is a new store. They're at the former, I'm not even sure what that building was. What was it? Jaguar Alley, there it is. And really had gone in somewhat disrepair. And a team of individuals got together, and I think I'll go in reverse order here. Y&J Properties have been integrally involved with a lot of developments, the Peterson Paper Building and Harbor View and the apartments that are going in there. They've done a lot of great things. But they started back in 2011 when Joe Ehrenberger had a vision for rehabbing historic buildings in downtown Davenport and decided to put together an owner development team. And in 2011, Joe recruited local developer Manisha Behetti, two local commercial bankers in Tom Peel and Levi Ritchie. The development ownership company officially started in 2012 with their first historic building purchase, which was the Peterson Paper Building. Y&J takes pride in repurposing those historic buildings. Those lofts is considered one of their flagship properties. Since then, they have completed multiple historic rehabs in downtown Davenport. The company has over 250 high-end lofts that are completed or in progress, and some of Y&J's projects include the Halligan Coffee Lofts, Andreessen Lofts, GVT Lofts, Hibernia Hall, and Livery Lofts, and Bucktown Lofts. Their company currently employs 7 people, but then involves all those other construction folks as part of that process. Joe and YJ Proppers are the developers of Jaguar Alley that took long vacant property and turned it into a revitalized property. This was a $400,000 project, with the city providing some URT tax exemption to this development, which is another good use of revitalization of our downtown community. So with that, I'll introduce the people, but then I'll bring everybody up at once and we'll give out the presentation at the awards. But Joe Ehrenberger, Levi Ritchie, Tom Peel, and Manisha Behetti are all here tonight, and we'll have them come up in just a moment when I come around. Out of that came Ruby's, which is a unique restaurant bar with homemade food and really unique food. Very unique in the sense of, as my family and I have been there quite a few times, it's not anything near typical bar food. It's unique, coming up with new and creative ideas with places for volleyball, and my grandkids love the little dirt bike track in the back. But it's another thing in bringing a lot of people there on an ongoing basis. And the concept was, right along the bike path, people can get their bikes repaired. There's a bike shop in it as well. So it's really another unique addition to downtown Davenport. Ruben Garcia is the owner, and Sid Rognoni is his partner. So we're glad that you're here as well. And the third thing is Panini and Friends. On the front end of that building, closer to 3rd Street, is Panini and Friends. And owner Carrie Cook grew up in Davenport, wanted to own a restaurant since being a teenager, and this made selecting Davenport an easy decision when it came to actually choosing a city. Choosing exactly where the location would be took a bit longer, and again, downtown Davenport, as it has evolved, is really making a big difference and giving an idea. You see that whole eastern end of downtown is really flourishing right now. They have, again, 3 employees at this time, and it's currently open from 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday. And it really serves as a panini-style sandwiches place, but a lot of unique things as well, another gathering place. With all the new families that are moving into downtown and people, it's become part of another neighborhood that people can walk to and others can drive to from around the region. So I want to thank all of these individuals, and if they would come up for a moment, we'll give each an opportunity to present them with their recognition, and then we will give them the chance to maybe make a comment or two if they would like. So everybody who's here, come on up. I'll have Joe and the Y&J folks come up first if they would. And see you. How are you?
Hi, Manisha.
Manisha. And I have the same one here, but I'm going to start here. Local business is the foundation. Why don't we come on this side? There we go. Local business is the foundation of our community. This award and recognition recognizes the unique businesses of Davenport, Iowa. Y&J Properties, September 2018. So let me shake your hand and thank you. Thank you very much. And thank you guys as well. Thank you. And Joe. And why don't you let you hold that? You want to hold that? Yeah, you can hold it. Yeah. Let's cozy in here. We'll get a picture of all of us together. Thank you. Joe, you want to say a few words, or anybody want to say a few words? It's up to you. You don't have to. You've spoken with your development projects.
Yeah, I mean, thanks to the city council for the award and the mayor and stuff, and obviously doing what we do downtown. We love it here, and we're going to continue to do as much as we can, and to bring new businesses on where other people are, making their livings, and just adding to our downtown. I mean, I've been down here a long time, so it's great, and we're gonna keep on doing it. So, have a grand opening in February for the new GVT, and that'll be exciting for everybody to see too.
And why don't we do Panini and Friends next? Carrie,
Yes.
how are you?
I'm
Thank
well,
you.
thank you.
And nice shirt. It's got it all represented.
all
Canadian
sparkle.
Friends shirt. Why don't you hold on to that?
Thank you.
Great. You want to say something?
Sure. It's nothing like being put on the spot, right? Well, just thank you to the city in general. I did receive a grant through the city to help me with opening my restaurant. So if you haven't been there, please come down. I appreciate everything that you guys have done to help me. And so I look forward to being able to hopefully give back to the community. So please come have a meal with us. Thank you.
Thank you. And lastly, from Ruby's, we have Ruben and Sid are going to come up for a minute, partners. Thank you. Are you in charge of the menu, by the way?
No, Sid is.
Sid is? Wow. Let me shake your hand first then. I realize. Thank you, Ruben. Come on up. Thank you. Why don't you guys get up here and here. Here, you get over here. You guys hold on to it and I'll just stand next to you.
All right.
Another example of our unique businesses. So you want to say something, Ruben? Or Sid? Either one of you?
I just want to say thank you for letting us do this in your city. It was a hard undertaking. It's been a long year. We're all tired, but we're ready to go forward. I couldn't have done half the stuff without Sid. Sid is not only my business partner, he's a good friend to me, and he developed the menu, and I have to give him all the credit for that. And he's helped me tremendously. I'm just a construction guy, I can build stuff, but I can't build menus. But I think we're in the right spot. I really do. I look around and I see the other cities, and there's no other place I'd rather be than here in downtown Davenport. So thank you all again.
Thank you very much. And again, I think it's important to, again, understand there's so much new things happening. You can see this partnership is very unique, and that's another thing. We represent unique businesses that are unique to our community that are making an impact. So thank you all for your activity. I think we're going to move on now to petitions and communications by myself and my colleagues. There's one I want to do, and I think Alderman Ambrose initially brought it to my attention, to our attention, but it wasn't long ago that John Keelan, and actually, technically, I think Corporal Lance Keelan, was a Vietnam veteran, or Vietnam warfighter, and in 1967 he was killed in action. And the exciting part, tomorrow he will be buried in Arlington National Cemetery. The body was never recovered until recently, with a crew went back and helped find some of the remains, and through DNA testing they were actually found. And finally, after his mother and father have passed away, and they had a funeral without him there, now he's able to come back and be recognized properly for his service. It was one of those things that would nice. We will, and I will reach out to his sister, who is still alive, who I think was 3 in 1967. I'll reach out to her as well, and she is going to be in Arlington tomorrow for the internment there at the National Cemetery. So we just wanted to give a shout out to him, realizing that we never forget, and we have an opportunity to recognize his extreme and ultimate sacrifice for the freedoms of our country. So again, I will reach out to her personally and recognize her and the family, but we want to thank Alderman Ambrose for bringing it to my attention. But also, we see some of that information in years past, but it never is too late to take the time to thank individuals like this who have given the ultimate sacrifice for our defense of our freedom. So I just wanted to make that notice. Secondly, just one little quick thing about the Mississippi River Cities and Towns Initiative. Last week, we did have 40 mayors. Excuse me, it was the largest annual meeting that group has ever had. About 125 participants from literally around not only the United States, from the White House, from 10 different states, all recognized, had representatives of state legislators working together. We came up with a variety of initiatives, but most importantly, it just shows again how individuals with a common cause can come together and get some great things done. So I was honored, and I'll have to say as well, I get the honor to say, the Convention and Visitors Bureau did a phenomenal job with all the moving parts that were there. This is one organization. It doesn't come to one location and have a bunch of meetings and have all the meals there and then takes off. We had meetings and events all over, from Schwiebert Park to the Arsenal, to Black Hawk Lodge in Rock Island, to Schwiebert Park, to the Black Hawk, to the Figge, and all the events in our community did a phenomenal job, and the people were very, very impressed with our Davenport and Quad City community. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Alderman Mattson.
Thank you, Your Honor. On the 4th of October, Thursday at 6 p.m. in Public Works in their lunchroom, we're going to have a neighborhood meeting concerning an interest to put a bike trail around the dog park off of Marquette in those wooded areas. So the people are going to present that concept and idea to the neighbors, but anybody's welcome to come. So 4 October at Public Works lunchroom at 6 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else today? Seeing none, we're going to move on to individual approval of items on the discussion agenda. We have a first consideration of ordinance amending multiple chapters of located within Title 8, Health, Safety, and Neighborhood Enhancement of the Davenport Municipal Code for the purposes of clarification and consistency with enforcement. Is there any public with comments on this issue? It's been moved and seconded. Any aldermen have any questions or comments? Seeing none, roll call, please.
McGinnis,
Yes.
Cluel,
Yes.
Tompkins.
Yes.
Dunn.
Yes.
Ambrose.
Yes.
Condon.
Yes.
Rawson.
Yes.
Dickman.
Yes.
Mattson.
Yes.
Grip.
Yes.
10 yeses, Your Honor.
Thank you very much, and this will move on to its next consideration. Our second item is a resolution for case number F18-10 of Riverstone Group, Inc. for the final plat of Crow Valley Plaza, 12th edition, on 14.67 acres, more or less, being a replat of Lot 1 of Crow Valley Plaza, 10th edition, located along the north side of East 56th Street and the north of Lakeview Parkway, containing 2 lots. Is there any public with comments on this item this evening?
With the consideration.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion by any of the aldermen? Seeing none? I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. There you are. I'm sorry. I missed you. Alderman Cluel. Thank you.
Was it white and white? It's kind of hard to see, I guess, huh? I mentioned to the council last week that I was going to hold a neighborhood meeting to talk about what was proposed out in the area, and we did that on Monday before Councilwoman Tompkins and I had our combined ward meeting. We had representatives there from Crow Valley Villas and presented the proposal. There were some concerns, of course, about the combined C2CO designation of the property, but residents were quite satisfied that the office building that is going in is exactly in line with what they would have expected in terms of CO development. So it was a very successful and unusual, well, no, I won't say unusual, but it was good to have a ward meeting where everybody went away saying, yeah, this is okay. So I just wanted to report that.
Thank you, Alderman Cluel. That was, I think, a great idea, and it's good that the result is positive for everyone. Seeing no others, Jackie, would you call the roll on this vote, please?
Cluel,
Yes.
Tompkins.
Yes.
Dunn.
Yes.
Ambrose.
Yes.
Condon.
Yes.
Rawson.
Yes.
Dickman.
Yes.
Mattson.
Yes.
Grip.
Yes.
McGinnis.
Yes.
10 yeses, Your Honor.
Thank you very much, and that resolution is approved, is adopted. We now have asked for approval of all the items on the consent agenda. Is there a motion to that effect? It's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Tompkins.
Yes.
Dunn.
Yes.
Ambrose. Condon.
Yes.
Rawson.
Yes.
Dickman.
Yes.
Mattson.
Yes.
Grip.
Yes.
McGinnis.
Yes, with the note of the abstention for the one item that I mentioned last week.
And Cluel.
Yes.
10 yeses, Your Honor, except as noted. And the abstaining by Alderman McGinnis.
Thank you very much. Are there any other ordinance, resolutions, or motions this evening? Seeing none, is there any public with business this evening? Seeing none, are there any other reports of city officials? And we have a civil service list. Will an alderman move the list, second, and so forth? It's been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye. Any opposed, same sign. Thank you very much, and thank you all for attending. Meeting adjourned. Oh, a motion to adjourn, please. Thank you. Thank you. It's been moved and seconded repeatedly. All in favor say aye. Any opposed, same sign. Meeting adjourned.